Election workers have worked day and night, sometimes into the early morning hours, to try and get the ballots counted. Reveal investigator Andy Parati spoke to one Fulton County election worker who helped count ballots until 3 a.m. this morning. Andy, a lot of people want to know who these people are and the training they receive. Are they qualified to take on these duties of great gravitas to all of us?
Yeah, Jeff, these are essentially your neighbors. And one of the ones that I talked to last night, like you mentioned, worked until 3 o'clock in the morning at Safe Harbor Marina, helping count these all important ballots. They are not doing it for their money, but they want to be part of history, part of an important election. Last night, we got video of Mr. Colin Wright. He's 49 years old. He's an engineer turned attorney who has lived in Atlanta for more than 30 years. He applied to be an election worker after seeing long lines during the June primary. This is video of him on CNN working last night in the background. Wright says training included simply swearing an oath to conduct a fair process and simply just following instructions on how to sort the ballots, which included pulling the ballots out of the envelopes, checking for signatures, ensuring that all the things are matched and scanned correctly. We asked him about his thoughts on how the process worked. Based on your experience, do you have confidence in the system?
100%. Everything about absentee balloting, I think, works really smoothly. There's a lot of them this year, and that's why we're seeing this slowdown, is because the volume of absentee ballots was just huge. But it's been working in Georgia just fine for years, and it's been working in other states. Everything is barcoded so that we know that the voter was already been determined to be eligible. So everything about it, in my opinion, we should have every faith in it.
Jeff, we are so close to counting all of the remaining ballots in Fulton County. The remaining ones that I'm told are 3,000 provisional ballots that could be counted as early as tomorrow morning. Jeff?
Close, but yet so far, as the old cliche goes. Andy Parati, thank you from Fulton County. We appreciate it.